Child, listen. Listen. You could tell I've been crying. You can already tell I've been crying. Listen. Oh my gosh. This is where I am, y'all. I just stepped inside of a building. I gotta record this video because when God interrupts your plans, oh my gosh, when God interrupts your plans. Recently, I told y'all I have been trying to search for a job, right? God's been, listen. So I'm like, I want a job in addition to paying off my debt. I want a job to further my career. But somehow, the plan that I made, God ain't having it. God is like not having it at all. And people be coming at me because they be like, oh, you, whatever. No, listen. So basically, this is two things that happened. Two things that happened that were insane. I started applying for for executive assistant jobs because I'm like, I could do this. I could build the ministry. You know, I'm doing real estate. I got my real estate. I can do real estate and I can do this. It's kind of crazy. But I was like, you know, bruh, I got this. Like, this is good. So I started applying for these executive assistant positions. It was going good. Tell me why I got an interview within 2 days. I was Gucci. I was good. Like, I got an interview within 2 days. And I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I got this, you know, if I gotta, you know, bank down, do this job for however long I need to. But then God interrupted my plan. I did go to college. God interrupted my plan. Because this was my plan. I just said, I was like, I need a job, whatever type of job, you know. I know my skill set, you know, I'm in communications, I could do management, I could do media, presentation design, video design. I got that. Like, I could do that, you know what I'm saying? I could do all this stuff. Just, you know, hire me, because I just need to get somewhere in my life, you know, financially, right? And I was just looking at all these different jobs I had the skill sets for. So I went to 3 interviews yesterday, tired. My 3rd interview, I got out of my 3rd interview. And these were interviews for like companies, basically headhunters, so companies that place you with companies. It's a company that places you with a company. So I had all these interviews yesterday. I got out my last interview, and the lady at the front desk, the concierge, like the person, bell person, she started speaking, basically prophesying to me. And she was just like, is this really what you want to do? She was like, is this really what you want to do? Do you really want to be in administrative? Because I see you doing stuff in creative. And I'm like, she was like, you shouldn't settle. Because if that's what you want to do, you should do it. You should go after what you really want to do. Now, here's the thing. Because God's been showing me lately that because of things that were or were not spoken or given to me or seeded inside of me when I was in my youth, like, you can do this, you can do everything, it's caused me to have doubt and increased fear or lack of just like belief or confidence in myself that I could move forward. And I'm just being like transparent. I've come to places where I'm like, can I do this? God, I know that you're with me, but is this gonna be, am I really, it's like thoughts of the seeds that we were planted, the seeds that we received when we were small, they produce fruit when we grow, just like trees. So it's like the seed, what you were fed, the seeds that we were fed when we were small. For me, you know, I grew up in a family that was very like, this is my path, this is what I'm gonna do. And for me, I was like, I think I wanna change the world. And they didn't know what to do with that. I mean, who does, you know? So God is showing me that I have seeds that have sprouted up and that I have to go back, and God is going to reseed and help me to carry what he's given me. But this lady started speaking to me, and she was like, is this really what you want to do? You creative, you need to pursue that. So I said, oh my gosh. We both started tearing up. God started speaking. Wow. The next time I left that and actually went to an event. Yes, I actually went to an event, and it was at a company. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. And throughout this whole time, I'm in the back of my mind, because I'm still like, yo, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm about to build these businesses. Like, God has given me too many ideas, and God speaks to me about them too many times throughout the day. Like, I could not just leave them. But at the same time, I need the seeds. I need the proper seeds. You're welcome. To handle and manage these businesses. And so I'm really understanding that I have to be in a place to manage what God has given me. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. Today, I went to an interview. From my 3 interviews yesterday from the headhunters, I already got an interview today to be the executive assistant of a CEO of a nonprofit organization here in New York City. I went to the interview. 3 people, EVP, CEO, somebody else, VP. You know how they do the whole intimidation. So I came, I had all my questions. Oh, I was good. My interview went so good. Tell me why. Maybe third to last question. One of the people, the persons asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I said, I see myself in management, still in New York, with communications. And they said, okay. Last question. They asked me, so I see on your resume, in college, you majored in media and communications and broadcast, and sociology. And then I see your first job, and then I also see, but then you started to do all this. Why are you pursuing this when it looks like you were really passionate about communications? When I tell y'all, this company basically was speaking the Bible. It was crazy. They were like, we really are impressed with you, but the CEO right next to me, she was a powerful woman, I can already tell. But she was like, why would you go off of your route? If this is what you want to do, you should do it. We would love to have you here. She gave me her business card. She was like, if you, I want you to think about it. And she was like, let me know if you want this job. But also, if communications is what you want to do, then you should pursue it. And for me, that was almost like, it was a slap in the face, but it was also empowerment. For me, it was a slap in the face, because it was like, dang, God, like, you know how sometimes we feel like we know what God is saying, but the path isn't like A, B, C, D, E. And so we're like, okay, I'm going to wait for the A, B, C, D, E, or I'm going to wait for it to be comfortable, and then I'll move. And I feel like it was a slap in the face to God, because I know what he's been speaking. I know what passions and desires are in his heart for his people. And I also know, so that was really crazy, y'all. That was my day. And I just have to share, because a lot of the times God will come through and show up through the most unexpected people. That wasn't a job interview. A job interview basically said, we want you to follow your passion. The day after, a bellwoman, a gatekeeper of a building, said, why are you applying for jobs for this if you know your skills and gifted in this, if you know this is your passion? And I praise God for that, because in my mind, I know that whatever I do next, I don't know if it's selling corner store stuff, no, not that, but whatever I do next is going to be lasting. I know that to be a fact. And so I praise God for protecting me and for reordering my steps, because I had it in my mind. I'm so glad, Nikki. I had it in my mind that you caught the live, that whatever I did next, it was gonna be permanent. But God also knows my steps. God knows the place I need to get to. God knows the people I need to reach. God knows the organizations I need to be connected to. And, you know, meanwhile I'm working on my organizations. I'm working on myself. I want to really back up this debt like to zero, because we cannot gain wealth until we cancel out our debt. But I am humbled because there's a God that's so much bigger than our job applications and our searches, that he sees everything, that he can stop something at the drop of a hat. I'm telling you, y'all, I already know I have this job. But the last question was like, I feel like you're really passionate about this, and I really want you to pursue this. It was like God being like, daughter, I see. Like, you think I'm just gonna let your prayers fall to the ground like that? You think I'm just gonna let you like cry out to me and ask me to bless you with certain things and put desires in your heart, and then I'm just gonna allow you to return back to a path that doesn't line up with that? And so let this just be encouragement for all of us, or a blessing for all of us, to see that God, when we start moving, God will reorder, God will restructure, God will direct. But it only happens when we start moving. It only happens. Oh, I should have had my camera like that the whole time. Sorry. It only happens when we start moving. It only happens when we start to develop. Can God change things? And yes, so that's what I wanted to share. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am committed. So I'm like, listen, if I'm gonna work at a juice spot, I'm about to work at a juice spot. Catch me. You want some juice? You want an acai bowl? And I'm working on my business. I'm working on my real estate, which I haven't told y'all about yet. And I'm going to do this until God places it in me to know what's next. And I'm gonna work on my business. God has given me so many ideas. And so if I have to start back at ground zero, I'm gonna start at ground zero. If I gotta start at ground zero, I don't care, because I know God is behind it. It doesn't matter if I'm at zero, because if God is with me, I'm already finished. Like, it's already done. It's already done. So I'm confident, I'm excited, I'm nervous, but it's a good nervousness. I'm excited to start again. I'm excited to become who God has made me to be, and whatever that looks like, however long that takes, I'm there for it. I'm all in. 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 So y'all, pray for your sister. Pray for your girl. And I just pray that even if it is, hi Sonia by Grace, even if it is, it might not be a job. I feel like God is He kind of already told me what it was, but I was like, nah, God. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. You know, I didn't say no, but I was just like, you know, free will. You know, like, I could, you know, I'm sorry, that's not an example, and I really do not talk to God that way. I really don't. But in my mind, I was like, God, I'm not about to work at this juice spot, because, you know, he told me about this job. Oh, no, you're fine. He told me about this job that I really have a passion to work, but I don't understand the whole picture. I don't understand what it's going to look like. I don't understand what the position is going to be. And so it's really all about faith. And do I have real estate leads? What do you mean by that, Adrian? But yeah, so I'm working in real estate. So yeah, I wanted to come on and share. I pray that this message made sense. And y'all know that I'm being transparent up in here. So yeah, God doesn't judge anybody, so don't judge nobody. Okay? I don't care. I ain't gonna say that. That's not my word. Listen. All right. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.